I got plenty of time. Like, I got here 10 seconds ago, maybe less. I don't understand what you're waiting for, guy. Oh,
I was clicking the button as I heard the boop, and I sent you the jump in with the exclamation points.
exclamation point, get here now, motherfucker.
What's up? You sound well rested. I'm thinking tonight's the night you're gonna make it through the whole thing.
Oh, doubtful.
We'll see how far we get, because if I start talking, making points, and there's no response, I'll just have to shut my camera off and do the responses.
I mean, if you want, you gotta get. I can respond to you all night if Gary's here.
Yeah, I sent Gary a link.
He's good at that.
I sent Killy Talks a link too. But tonight is a bit of an Amber update, and a relevant one, and I'm calling it the Kevin Smith effect. The Kevin Smith effect. If you guys don't know, you weren't here for the shilling of Kevin Smith. Netflix came out and said they don't give a shit about you, the consumer. They got 210 million subs, so you could just keep on walking. They're going to put out what they want to. So what does Warner Bros. Do? And look, I'm trying to shill for them here. I'm trying hard. And keep this in mind, this isn't James Wan, but Warner Bros., producer of Aquaman 2, comes out to respond to the fan backlash. PB, how do you think this article is going to go before we get started? What's the predictions?
I'm sure he's not going to attack the fans at all.
No,
He would
right?
never want to do that.
No, of course not. If you don't want to piss off more people who have legitimate complaints and think she's horrible.
No, you can't legitimately complain anymore. That's not a thing. Any complaints are just you being a hater.
Yeah. You talking about a terrible person is hating. So we're gonna read this, but before we read
whoa, hold on. Before you welcome everybody, an important question just popped up in the chat from Keely Chow. She asks, why would anyone sleep with a Brie Larson action figure? I don't know exactly. I know one reason, possibly, and it could be that you're a C-level Kryptonian villain and it's your favorite thing.
I hate you. And Perp, because Perp started that in the chat. But she's like, oh yeah, I might be here, but I'm doing villain stuff. Him and the Glare are really trying hard for Greatest Troll on YouTube. So hey Rebecca, Sean B, what's up? Lemon Pie, our favorite pie. Perp, get your ass in here. Sherry, what's up? Rebecca.
Kevin Smith lied.
Achille Chow. We have Christine, Rose, Planet Q's Queen, and GP Mr. Generation Productions. And no, I still not have
Hello, everyone.
Posters.
You haven't gotten what?
Oh, some posters he sent. It's just been one of, I think I'm gonna get them in like the year 3000. I'm gonna be like 50 and finally doing a stream, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, GB, guess what I just got? After it went around the world through multiple locations, I finally got posters." GP, I might just send you an email with my new address, and you can send them there. But let's get started right away, because this is something I literally just got done roasting the media for this, and then they do this with Amber. And for the life of me, I don't understand why, because no matter what you say about the backlash, they picked sides when they asked one to step down, but not the other. Whether they want to admit it or spin it however they want to now, they picked a side. It was very clear what side they picked. So now they're doubling down on that side. And here's the funny thing. The box office for Miss Heard has been terrible. Every movie she's released has flopped. She's had two little independent projects. Both have sank. She was supposed to be doing another movie that got canceled. So it's a very interesting development. And I really want to see how this plays out coming up to a court trial. And if they're just hoping this thing will be delayed forever because this movie.
Delay it. Just delay it.
Yeah. Hey, Carmen. Good to see you. So.
Hello, Carmen.
Let's just dive right
Hello,
into this.
Jenny.
Hey, Jenny. Aquaman 2 producer shuts down Johnny Depp fans over pressure to fire Amber Heard. Now, this isn't an old article. That
says July 30th, 2021, and it is July 31st. It's like 12, 15 hours old, a little less.
Yep. Yeah, this is what shocked me. I was like, wow. I don't think we're ever going to react, honestly. Pure fan pressure, producer Peter Schafferin said. Aquaman 2 producer Peter Schafferin confirmed to Deadline that requests from Johnny Depp fans to have Amber Heard fired from the DC comic book tentpole are being ignored and shut down. The sequel, officially titled Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is accurately titled because I think it's going to lose money, is now in production. I've been wanting to do that joke since this title came out. Is now in production with director James Wan. And look, I don't blame James Wan. I blame the DC heads. I think the man just wants to make a movie. I've heard his interviews. He's doing the talking points he has to get his movie made. I don't blame him. I would say Jason Momoa has been more vocal about keeping Amber Heard on, and considering the shit he's being accused of, it doesn't shock me. So, which stars Jason Momoa and Heard, Johnny Depp fans rallied for Heard's firing last fall with a viral online petition that earned 1.8 million signatures and counting.
When did it start?
It started last fall.
The petition started immediately?
Yeah.
Hi, Billie Jean.
And not only that, PB, it's still rising, but it's at 1.8 million now. Look, that, considering the way the box office is now, that's a pretty significant number of pissed off people. Because we've seen with the things that have flopped that were supposedly supposed to be hits, right? And we'll get to that next. But that's not a small number of people that are pissed off now that you're trying to count on every ticket sale. And they aren't like Disney. They don't have a paid subscription or a paid thing for their movies. They're still counting ticket sales. So there's already 1.8 million people who aren't going to show up. That's a pretty big number. I mean,
what's that times 20? Just to make it a nice round number. We're not paying for Terrence movie tickets here.
I don't. I'm not going to do the math on that. You're the math guy.
1.8 times 2 is, or I should say 1.8. 18 times 2 is 39, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, then you got to add the 0. So what's that come to? $39 million?
Yeah, you're talking about a $200 million franchise, right? Already a DC that has an iffy track record. So they count on every single.
And that's $39 million on the first viewing.
Yeah. And you don't even know how good the film is going to be. So if you only have a good first week opening like Black Widow did, but then a drop off, you're already starting with a negative 39 on a $200 million budget. I have no clue what the fuck the WB is thinking. I would just shut up at this point and not say anything. not release any statements, just stay quiet. But that seems to be a big theme, and yeah, that's a big thing these days, right? Nobody knows how to keep their mouth shut anymore. They just keep on saying stuff that's pissing people off. I don't think we're ever going to react to honestly pure fan pressure. Saffron says, you got to do what's best for the movie. We felt that if James Wan and Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard. That's really what it was. Saffron, who produces DC's Aquaman franchise as well as Shazam, you still got
Shazam!
and the Suicide Squad. Ugh.
Hey, man. Have you seen the trailer for the new one?
I'm not going to lie. The new one looks good, but that's going to be a one-off. Then what are you going to do? Because James Gunn is one and done.
They're doing the TV show with John Cena.
I have to see it. I really have to see it. I think John Cena's character is going to be good, though. And you know how I feel about John Cena. I can't stand him, but he looks pretty funny in the movie. But anyways, one is not aware of what is going on in the Twitterverse, but that doesn't mean you have to react to it or take it as gospel or accede to their wishes. You have to do what's right for the film, and that's really where we landed on it. So this is the biggest contradiction of that, because the Twitter and the press is what influenced them having Johnny Depp step down. Now they're using the same argument as to why they're not going to buckle under the pressure for Amber Heard. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck?
What the actual fuck? The actual fuck is saying hello to the people that just showed up. Hello, Karen. Hello, Jack. Hello, Dean.
Like, oh my God, between Disney and Warner Bros., I honestly can't pick who the biggest scumbags are working right now. I mean, it's a strong toss-up. Like, holy fuck, Warner Bros., you guys don't got Disney money and leeway. Like, this has to recoup, or Aquaman was not expected to do $1 billion, but now things are riding on this, and you're going to fucking just come out and be like, oh, we don't buckle. But here's the funny part that they mentioned: the petition to fire Amber Heard gained traction over Thanksgiving after Warner Bros. Confirmed Mads Mikkelsen would be replacing Johnny Depp as the villainous Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts 3, which might just come to HBO Max. So good one on that one, guys. Depp announced in a November 6th Instagram post that he was exiting the Fantastic Beasts franchise at the request of Warner Bros. Following the end of his libel case against the Sun. The judge in the case sided with the publication.
Whose son?
No,
just the Son, not the Father or the Holy Spirit. Gotcha. Just the Son.
just the Son, not the Holy Spirit. The judge in the case cited, blah blah blah. We already know that. In a story detailing the marriage with Amber Heard, the petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2 alleges the actress is a known proven domestic abuser, and thus the studio should request her to exit if they did the same for Depp and Fantastic Beasts, which is perfectly reasonable. Perfectly reasonable.
Wait, that's what reasonable is.
Yeah.
What's unreasonable?
I mean, unreasonable is saying you're not taking sides, but asking one person to step down over the same exact situation, which is why I tell so many people this is different than, say, the Kevin Smith thing and other things we're seeing. This is different because by doing what they did, they inadvertently chose a side, or maybe vertently chose the side in which they came out and time and time again said, we're not choosing any sides, but Johnny Depp, you got to get the fuck out of here. Like, or maybe Johnny Depp just did the classy thing and didn't want to,
What? Johnny Depp be classy? That sounds ridiculous. When the fuck is he ever classy?
I know
Play
we
the
never
classy
see.
montage. That's what we're missing. We need montages.
We do. I gotta figure out how to set something
Like, you
up
know
like
how
that.
they do those things on podcasts? Like, kid, I'm going to play all these sound bites together to make my point even fucking more spectacular. I'll work on that.
Yeah, we gotta.
I don't even know how to get into the fucking StreamYard under your name so that I can fucking bring stuff up. I thought that it was connected, but it's not.
Jesus Christ, stream. Yeah, I had to recreate the whole stream because I did it on my phone, but then it connected, but it didn't connect on the computer. So I couldn't get into it unless I was on my phone. And I go, well, this is going to be a big fucking problem. So I had to redo the whole thing.
I saw.
Which I
I was
was
like,
like,
where the fuck did the stream go? It's gone. I was like, oh, there it is. Weird.
yeah, I was like, oh God. So here's a great statement from her. I'm sure everybody here is super excited to hear the shit she has to say. I'm super excited
So
about the amount.
excited.
Yeah, so excited about the amount of fan love and the amount of fan appreciation that Aquaman, keyword Aquaman, not fucking Mira, has acquired, and that it's garnered so much excitement for Aquaman and Mira. No, not Mira, not Mira. Aquaman. Okay, I did that. It means will be coming back. Heard said. I'm so excited to film that. The actress added paid rumors and paid campaigns on social media because remember, Johnny Depp's paying for bots and shit. On top of fighting a legal battle in two separate places. He's got Nicolas Cage kind of spending habits.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm Nick Cage.
And paid campaigns on social media that don't dictate casting decisions because they have no basis in reality. Only the fans that made Aquaman and Aquaman 2 happen. I'm excited to get started next year. Aquaman 2, the Lost Kingdom. I'm thinking of the money it's going to lose in the box office is set to release for Warner Bros. December 16th, 2022.
Oh, so you did pronounce the name wrong. Is Aquaman the Lost Box Office?
Aquaman, the Lost box office. So let's talk about this because there is a lot to unpack here. I think that this is hilarious. Rebecca says, to be honest, I think we should stop talking about Aqua shit in the studios and just boycott them in silence. Negative attention is what they're seeking. Rebecca, even negative attention at this point is not going to do anything. See, DC is niche. DC depends on every single person literally showing up. If they don't get every single person, it's like their movies won't sell. I mean, Shazam looked to be a home run, and it did modest, almost broke even in the box office. It didn't do nearly what they thought, and that was Shazam. Aquaman was an anomaly. It wasn't supposed to do as well as it did. Even the directors
Fuck
and
no, man. It made more money than Wonder Woman, made more money than Batman vs. Superman, made way more money than Justice League. I mean, there's probably, how many could you put together that don't even equal it? 2 or 3? Like, Shazam is like, what, not even 400 million?
yeah,
And
that
that
was
is at least as good a movie as Aquaman. At least.
yeah. It knew what it was, and it did some risky things. It was darker than I expected. It was, I think it was very underrated, honestly. And a lot of people who saw it said, "Wow, it was really good."
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of bad reviews of Shazam.
No, not many at all. So I am really spectacularly curious with the stuff going on with Jason Momoa and some inappropriate statements he's accused of towards women, and then Amber Heard stuff. So now you got two people upset. I'm fucking. I can't wait to see what that box office is going to be because I'm not going to go see the movie. I have no interest. The first one honestly made me meh about the sequel.
Well,
So
okay, first of all, hello, Nitros Gal. Second of all, is this movie connected to the first one?
that's they didn't
Because
even.
if it is, I have a problem with that because the first movie is also connected to Justice League, which pretty much ended everybody's arc in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, so I mean, I that's the other thing too. I'm not sure uh what goes on, but I will say this much, and we talked about it. Rebecca does have a great point she brings up. Negative press these days and good press seem to still be fueling curiosity amongst people who just hear it in passing. And sometimes the best thing might be to not talk about something at all, just to let it fade. Because I mean, with the wait, okay, people were waiting for Black Widow, and probably there's more of a fan thing for that, and we saw that motherfucker drop off a cliff. So, I
Right,
mean,
obviously it wasn't going to make as much money, but who would have thought that it would drop 80%?
that, and if, and I will give Marvel this: if a Marvel movie drops off a cliff like that, even a supposedly, because I'm not going to judge it, I haven't seen it, as supposedly subpar, okay? Because people enjoyed the first and second act, they just didn't enjoy the third act. So it had people hooked there. And if that dropped off of a cliff, you think fucking Aquaman is gonna hold?
I mean, okay, let's play the odds here. It's a sequel film. How often is the sequel better? Even if you look, and I know people aren't going to want to do it, but we're going to do it anyways, motherfuckers. If you compare it to all of the MCU films, none of them, and that's debatable with Captain America, I would say none of them, the second movie is the best movie. Because I would say in Captain America it's the third one. The sequel is that's close. I like
I
Civil
mean,
War.
I mean, but I would go as far as to say Winter Soldier is pretty close to Civil War too.
No, it is. But then if you look at the other trilogies, The Dark World, Iron Man 2, compare both of those to the first, just the first movie. You don't even got to compare it to the third one. Just compare it to the first one. I rarely hear anybody that says that those are as good. I mean, on the DC side, how many sequels do you actually have? Just Batman movies? One Superman sequel?
Yep. And
Like
then
Superman 2 is the only Superman sequel. And then you have, oh gosh, what's the second Batman movie? What's the subtitle?
well,
Batman Returns.
yeah, Batman Returns.
So is Batman Returns better than Batman 89?
I'd say I liked it better, but it's
Okay,
it's always debated.
it's possible, but highly unlikely that a sequel is going to do better. Especially,
Yeah.
and I almost guarantee you it's not now. If we're just doing the simple math that we did before, you're going to lose minimum $50 million. Minimum.
Hey, Nitrosco, glad you're awake to hear us streaming. Will Gentry, thanks for stopping by. Glad to see you. Keep coming back. We always love having you on here with in the chat. MegaJetty1, welcome. Carmen says the bear versus the villain. Ambassador Wing. Hey, if you guys don't know, go check out Ambassador Wing's channel after the show, of course. Go show him some love. He does great movie reviews. I had the pleasure of being on a stream with him and Zachary Leary as we talked about trailers. It was so fun. I had such a good time over there. He's got very in-depth knowledge, does very thorough research. I actually have to fucking take a notepad, man. I have to do your shit because I want to not look like an asshole reviewing. So you guys, if you want to see some really good, in-depth, well thought out reviews, go check out Ambassadorial Wing because he's got some great content. Anyways, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm going to be following the numbers very closely as I've been doing. And speaking of numbers, there is some numbers and a situation we got to talk about. Folks, I was going to bring this up yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad me and PB's times didn't quite catch up. I took a fucking one of my pain hydrocodone or something. I don't know. I was out.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I was.
I'm not doing this stream all night, guy.
So let's talk about a very interesting suit. And I want to see what you guys think because both sides have some points, but boy, are Disney scumbags. Holy fuck.
They are scumbags. You know who would probably agree with that sentiment? MegaJetty1. What's up?
Hey, MegaJetty1. So.
Also, you got somebody here I've never seen before. Ambassadorial Wing?
That's who I gave the shout out to go check out his channel. He's the one I've been doing movies reviews with.
On purpose?
Oh, yeah. He's a great guy. He's got great reviews. Really in depth. So, want to get him out there because he's been doing this for a while and he's got really good reviews. He's part of our group, The Unknown Regions, that do different trilogies and stuff like that. And we review different things. So, a really great guy. I talked with him a lot off air, and he's very in depth and doesn't do the outrage thing. He only reviews the movies based on the movie, and I think that's becoming a lost art on YouTube.
Well, that's probably true.
So. Disney strikes back. Now, if you guys don't know, Scarlett Johansson yesterday dropped a lawsuit stating that Disney did not include in her contract.
Wait a second. There's actually a story about Scarlett Johansson because I saw people were going crazy about it. So I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. Went to the Google, punched in Scarlett Johansson, and for some unknown reason, it immediately took me to the Images tab, and there I was for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, you got lost in the images, but
whoopsie.
She paints a different picture, though. So if you guys don't know, Black Widow, according to Scarlett Johansson's contract, was supposed to be her last MCU appearance, and as such, in her contract, the solo movie was supposed to be a theatrical release only. And Disney, all the way up to the lead up, had told her this was going to be the case. At the last minute, they had decided to make it $30 on their streaming platform and do it as a premium, which they did not inform Scarlett Johansson about it till the last minute. This not only pissed her off, but as we'll read later in the article, it also affected the box office sales. So Disney multiply fucked over the theater and Scarlett Jo all in one swoop. The mouse bent them both over and went, "Oh, bitch!
Oh, hell, motherfucker!"
So Scarlett Johansson, after this week of it dropping off a cliff, and apparently the box office was so great, right? That's what they were saying. The box office is great. These are all just rumors, right? Well, they must not be, because Scarlett Johansson dropped a lawsuit for breach of contract. So now Disney has responded back. Disney strikes back. Star Wars reference. Over Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow lawsuit, and reveals her $20 million payday. Now, this is an interesting wrinkle, because she says she's not getting residuals, but if
She
they
ain't got no wrinkles.
but if they did a $20 million payoff, then but the way they did it was kind of shitty, and what they say about her is even shittier. So let's read this, because this back and forth is going to get nasty, and it couldn't happen to a better company.
Are you going to read it, or are you going to attempt to read it?
I'm going to attempt to read it. The Walt Disney Company has fired back Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit over the release of Black Widow in a nail-biting statement in which it said the litigation showed a callous disregard to the zombie pandemic, and even revealed that she has so far received $20 million from the project. Now, this is what somebody else had commented, and this pisses me off, because a good way for these people to fuck over their actors now is going to be the pandemic. I can guarantee you there will be a lot more of these if an actor comes out, well, it's the pandemic. Clearly, you're insensitive to the market if you want us to honor your fucking contract. I mean, I don't understand how that gets you out. Even if they paid her an extra $20 million, unless it was in a fucking piece of paper signed to her or had something to do with her contract, and it wasn't just, here's $20 million until we can release this movie, so you're not like, needing money or something. I don't understand how this has anything to do with her contract. They're just saying she already has received $20 million, but was it in the contract is the question now.
You're like, that's nice. Is she owed more, motherfuckers? Because I don't know what the sheet of paper says, but you do. Like, am I supposed to? Oh, well, she's just being a greedy bitch going after Disney. She already got $20 million. How much fucking money do you have, Disney?
It's like, you would think during a pandemic they would want to compensate the actors that are making the money. But here's what they're doing, and somebody else pointed this out on another channel. They're bringing in all new people to replace legacy actors. This is starting to feel like they've replaced all the other old legacy actors, and they just want to move in this new direction. So they're like, oh, fuck off, take what you get and be glad you got that. And you made so much money and so much fame. But it's like, they did this with Bill Nye for his show on Disney streaming. He's suing them too, which no one's talking about, but he's suing them because they're doing reruns, and they I think they won the case recently because he had reruns for DVD and product merchandising, right? But streaming doesn't fall under that. So they used a loophole to fuck him over. And now they're trying to say, we gave you $20 million during the pandemic, so we don't have to honor a contract that was done in 2019 before they knew the apocalypse was going to hit. That's the biggest bunch of bullshit.
I mean, I guess they got to start writing zombie apocalypse waivers in their contracts and be like, subject to change. Yeah, let's see how many fucking people you get to sign those contracts, because she wouldn't have made that fucking movie if she wasn't getting that bonus money. She expected it to make $1 billion.
Exactly, and it was coming off of Endgame. It was coming off of Far From Home, which all had great box offices, so it would naturally assume that her movie would have equally great box office.
I mean, when was the last Thor Ragnarok? Did that hit $1 billion?
Close.
Close.
It was like 900. 900
Right, and then before that
million
you
or
had
something.
Black Panther, which is like 1.4. Before that it was Civil War?
Yep.
Or was it Doctor Strange? I don't remember which one comes first, but it doesn't matter. Civil War made like 1.5, and then Doctor Strange was small. It's in 700 million category, something like that. But holy shit, they were definitely expecting, or at least she was expecting. I don't know, like her lawyer, her agent. I'm sure they were all expecting like they're gonna get a cut. She makes 50 million instead of 20 million. They
Yeah.
thought it was going to make $1 billion, and whatever the percentage was off of that is partially what she's suing for now, and to cover all of the bullshit that comes with suing somebody.
Yeah. And
She's going to have to pay lawyers a lot of money to get this money.
oh yeah, and against Disney lawyers, we know how they operate. They'll try to stall, drag it out in court because they're fucking scumbags. That's what they did with the Predator license. They stalled out the original creators until they could come up with a bullshit thing that they'll probably never put into production. So this is nothing new out of Disney's playbook. There is no merit whatsoever to this filing. The lawsuit is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the zombie apocalypse pandemic. Disney has fully complied with Ms. Johansson's contract, and furthermore, the release of Black Widow on Disney Plus Premier Access has significantly enhanced the ability to earn additional compensation on top of the 20 million she has received to date. But here's the thing,
That
she
seems
is suing.
weird.
Yeah, it does, considering she's suing because she doesn't have that in her contract. So I don't get what their angle is in this.
Somebody is lying. And I say somebody because if they're going to come back with a 100% contradictory statement, then I can't inherently trust what she said initially. How hard is it for either of them to just show us the contract instead of giving us fucking lip service?
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see the contract too, because in her lawsuit filed on Thursday in Los Angeles Supreme Court, Johansson claims that the day and date release of Marvel's Black Widow on Disney Plus and in theaters was a breach of her contract. The lawsuit contends that the Disney Plus release siphoned potential theater goers, costing her potential compensation tied with the movie's theatrical revenue.
Oh,
God,
now you're going to start pronouncing that word right?
I'm trying to seem somewhat professional.
Everybody wants to hear theater cult.
Disney's reference to the COVID-19, I'm sorry, zombie apocalypse 19, referred to what the company has said has been a motivating factor for the day and date release, given the limitations on theatrical. Ooh, you almost got me to say it. Theatrical going because of the pandemic. But here's where there's bullshit in that statement. When they released, which one was before hers? When they released, like Cruella and
Spider-Man?
and Spider.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that they did the Mulan?
Yeah, and the other one, the Mulan and what the fuck was it? That the one with the dragons and stuff, the animated one that I barely remember.
Oh, I thought you were
Uh,
going to say Soul.
what was it, dear? Oh, Raya and the Last Dragon. Those still had the restrictions. This movie released with no restriction max capacity. I know because I work at the theater. This and Jungle Cruise released with no restrictions.
Whoa,
So
whoa, 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 whoa. You don't work at the theater anymore. But you have an inside source. Don't fucking lie to these people.
I'm a villain. Anyways, according to my inside source, the theater mandate has been lifted and they're allowing people in. They don't have to have a mask, and they're almost max capacity, which means that this pandemic theory that Disney is throwing around doesn't apply to this release. So they can't use that. The pandemic only affected the date the movie came out, but it doesn't affect the capacity or the box office draw. That's all them. So right off of there, if ScarJo has a good lawyer, she could tear that argument to shreds because of when it was released. Because remember, they purposely wanted to put it in theaters, so they kept on pushing the date back and pushing it back.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that had to do with her contract.
So
like
that
somebody's like I'm inclined to believe her because it can't be easy to sue Disney. That seems like it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So you're probably pretty confident if you're going to sue them and go public with everything right away, saying, "Hey, they screwed me over." Okay, well, I'll listen to you. Hear what you have to say, and most of it sounds quite reasonable. And especially when you tie it to the point of, we got to push this back because we're not going to make money in theater. They wanted to make as much money as possible because it's a total sum game. Even if they're paying her a flat percentage, the more they make, even if they have to pay out that nominal percentage more. So they were like, well, we already paid her $20 million. We got to pay this percentage. So let's go for $1 billion. And then the zombie apocalypse happened.
Exactly. And just because you didn't adjust for that, it doesn't mean you can screw over the actors. And that's where I have a problem. And it says you can read the breach of contract here was filed with Los Angeles Superior Court, and it takes aim at a new phenomenon of the studio streaming wars, day to end date releases in theaters on streaming platforms. The lawsuit claims by steering audiences to Disney Plus, the media conglomerate wanted to grow its subscriber base and boost its stock price. Yet, that was at the expense of Johansson, whose compensation would largely be based off of box office receipts, according to the lawsuit, while she extracted a promise from Marvel that the release of Black Widow would be a theatrical release. The lawsuit also claims that Disney's financial disclosure make clear that the very Disney executives who orchestrated this strategy were personally benefit from their and Disney's misconduct. And as it identifies Disney CEO Bob C. Iniquity or equality? Iniquity? Is that iniquity?
Where is it? Point to it again. CEO Bob Chapek's equity.
Equity, there we go. Totaling 3.8 times his 2.5 million base salary in 2021, with the primary justification for the award being the launch of direct to consumer services. The lawsuit also notes that Disney executive chairman Bobby Iger received the overwhelming majority of his 16.5 million compensation from stock grants with the company's annual report, citing the growth of Disney Plus. So, in short, that means that Disney gained the most from it being released to Disney Plus, which there are numbers to confirm this because they had a spike in their subscription base when the movie premiered and a spike in their premium access. So, I mean, it's pretty compelling evidence.
I would say so.
I mean, look, I'm not one an illegal thing to say, oh, I definitely side with this or definitely side with that, but it's looking like that Johansson has quite a case here. So, it goes on to say that the lawsuit seeks unspecified damages and names Walt Disney Company as the sole defendant. The claims that the media conglomerate internationally interfered with its Marvel subsidiary's contract with Johansson and induced Marvel to breach it. It cites the provision of her contract spelling out that there will be a wide theatrical release of the picture, i.e., no less than 1,500 screens, which it did not premiere at. The lawsuit contends that both parties understand that meant it would initially be released exclusively in movie theaters and that it would remain exclusively in movie theaters for a period between approximately 90 and 120, the industry standard in 2019. When Johansson's agreement was finalized, when Johansson's representative attempted to negotiate with the Marvel after the day and date plans for Black Widow were announced, their efforts were ignored, according to the lawsuit. Even though Black Widow posted the best zombie era domestic opening at the box office with an 80.3 million, many of the industries believe the money was left on the table, with Disney not only crushing the theatrical and POVD window, but leaving the Marvel movie open for piracy, and pirated it was. Black Widow, according to Torrent Freak, has been #1 pirated movie since its opening on July 9th.
Nice.
Disney attempted to herald the pictures of the opening weekend revenue, saying it made a combined theatrical and Disney Plus Primer POVD take of 218 million, 60 million worldwide, PVOD 150 million plus global box office debut. Disney plans to temper similar PVOD and theatrical stats this coming weekend for its Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt movie Jungle Cruise, which also is available on Disney Plus Premiere for $29.99. However, Black Widow dropped 68% in its second week, which is not right. It was 80%, the worst ever for a Disney Marvel movie, indicating the piracy and PVOD cannibalized the title. I don't believe the piracy. It's never affected any movie since the fucking 90s. The result prompted the National Association of Theater Owners to slam Disney publicly for crushing the window. Black Widow will be lucky to make 350 million at the worldwide box office, which is a far cry from the 700 million that Universal's traditional theatrical window global release for F9 is set to do. Marvel movies have had a streak of 1 billion. Yeah, Fast 9 is going to pass Black Widow.
No. Well, far cry from the 700 mil. Why do they think it's going to make 700 million?
Because it's almost at 600 million right now. That's Fast 9 with a free release on HBO Max. So Disney announced further crushing of windows this week, with Black Widow getting a 33-day theatrical window with Disney premiere before the Pic's August 10th arrival to digital platforms, followed by a DVD release September 14th. That is so shitty. And that's Johansson style being completely available for free to Disney Plus subscribers on October 6th. Oh, they're so shitty. This is a different window practice from Warner Bros., which has its new movies in theaters and on HBO Max for 30-something days, then exclusive to theaters for another month before the ancillary home window occurs. Meanwhile, Expedition hasn't gotten a discount on rental terms on Disney's day-to-date releases. Many theater owners tell us this compared to Warner Bros., which I'm told has been generous on terms with theaters given its zombie apocalypse era similarities. Theatrical HBO Max release plan whereby its streaming subscribers get access to current theatrical movies for free. Still to be determined is whether Disney continues the same theatrical Disney Plus premiere strategy. The rest of these upcoming theatrical slate, which includes 20th Century's Free Guy, Marvel Shang-Chi, and The Legend of the Ten Rings, is expected to debut in an exclusive theatrical window. And the rest just goes on to tell about the different titles and what they're going to do with them. But this is the important part. Like, wow. Like, yeah, Lemon Pie, I agree. Let me go back to this. Lemon Pie says Disney has found a loophole to not give her the percentage promise and is blaming the zombie virus. I agree. Just a warning, Google mods may time you out over. Oh, thank you. So what, as a Marvel fan, what do you think of all this, QB? Because you're the person still on the inside watching these. What are your feelings about how they're going about this?
It's interesting because my feelings are the opposite of my feelings of the Aaron Rodgers situation, which is actually quite similar. Somebody who works for the organization isn't happy with the way that they've been treated, and they're lashing out about it. And I was super pissed off at him. I'm not pissed off at her at all. Mostly because it comes down to the contract. Like, I don't know specifically what it says. If there are hard and fast clauses in there, like it says, this will be a theater-only release day one, and then you didn't do that, it seems like you done fucked up.
Yeah, and for her to come against Disney, she's got to have something in that contract that specifically says that. And Rose, you brought up a great point, because I did read the same thing too, that Emma Stone is thinking of suing Disney over Cruella, because a lot of people saw that on Disney Plus, and that hurt that box office too. And even with the box office hurt, it still did better than Black Widow. So, see, the difference between Warner Bros. And Disney is that Warner Bros. Paid extra, specifically in the contracts, to the actors, which everybody thought was stupid. But now looking at it, and remember we talked about this off air. Now looking at that seems like it would have been a better option here.
Yeah. A much better option. Like, even because you don't know what the fucking percentage is going to be, I guess you'd come up with some freaking percentage while you're sitting there watching it.
Oh, I'll see you later, Johnny's girl. Have a good night.
See you later, Johnny's girl.
Emily Blunt feels that way too. The Rock doesn't give a shit, because The Rock is like in DC and Disney. He's like, he doesn't care. But I can see where Emily Blunt has been doing how many of these Disney projects, and most of them do okay. I mean, this causes what people said this would cause. A lot of people are going to look in these contracts and be like, hey, you originally signed for this to be a theatrical release. But now, and here's the big thing. The key difference between Warner Bros. And Disney. Warner Bros. Is free. they are not making a profit. They're actually losing on the box office, but promoting the movie, which has gotten more people to see it. Obviously, with Fast 9 and everybody else, you see it and you go, oh, I wish, like Godzilla versus Kong, I would have seen that in the movie. That was pretty epic, but imagine it on the big screen. You know what I mean? So you get people hyped to go to the theater, where Disney's a bunch of greedy fucks. And if you pay $30 to keep the kids at home, why are you going to go back out and pay another $10, risk interaction, have to buy food and everything else?
Right.
So it seems like one business model seems to be hurting more than the other. And I'll give it to HBO Max. It was a pretty smart, ballsy play. It seems to be saving them what would be lawsuits they can't afford.
Lawsuits they can't afford. You're funny.
Yeah. Or let me give you this.
They don't even have to win, and they'll still be ahead. So what the fuck?
Maybe Disney needs to restructure things and pay all the stars and co-stars of their movies that are getting premiere access on Disney Plus then. Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with it, because this is going to lead to more people. If Johansson wins, how many more people do you think are going to come and sue Disney? I'd fucking sue Disney.
Right.
Just because, you know, just because, like, why not?
I mean, I'd like to make sure that they know that I'm not suing everybody at Disney. I'd be like, you're cool, fuck you.
Yeah, it's really satisfying. Rose says,
Because like what? Oh, go ahead.
Rose says, WTF, this game is frustrating me. We need bigger name to go after Disney, WB, and the other ones. Yeah, that's the problem, though. Disney has brought the other companies that could be competition, and they're in line with Sony. And that's the only other one that could give them a run, because they're doing good since the Venom and Into the Spider-Verse were hits. So, I mean, they're very strange bedfellows. So, I mean, you don't have any of these people who are competing with each other except for Warner Bros. And Disney, and both of them are scumbags. So you're picking which is the least scummiest to side with. That's what it comes down to in entertainment.
Pretty much.
Or you just watch independent films or old movies.
I'm not doing that.
I mean, I'm going
to be old movies. Like Batman 89?
Maybe not that old. We can even go back shit to the 90s now. We're a bunch of old fucks.
Oh, okay. So Batman Returns.
Yeah, we could totally do Batman Returns. We can do the Nolan trilogy. We could do all sorts of stuff now.
I could live with that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, you know, it's Planet Q's Queen says not just Disney at Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone. Johnny would be able to sue MGM and WB for bearing Minamata from coming out in the U.S. Yeah, I mean, but MGM isn't even really a competitor at this point. They're barely limping by. So there's no real big studios to compete. And that's what Disney has been trying to do, corner the market without becoming a monopoly. Glitchy Gaming says, are they still protecting that damn liar abuser? Yep, that's what that's what we've come down to. So I mean, either company at this point is just getting sick of it. And here's the thing, they're losing big talent too. You see a lot of people going to Netflix and stuff like that, which I have my own gripes with Netflix, but they're the only ones I can think of that directly compete with Disney. And there's only so much they can do because they're just a streaming service. So, I mean, what are you going to do? But
you're going to sue their fucking asses.
You know what? We're just going to go and sue everyone. Fuck it. Let the whole thing burn. That's what I say. Speaking of let it burn, This comes to us from Mad Squirrel. Just dropped this article in, and I thought it'd be. Dan Schneider addresses allegations of misconduct during his Nickelodeon reign. I'm sorry, look at this guy. Like, if he doesn't scream, when you see him, if you don't scream, you need an adult. I don't know what does. Like, this dude is so fucking creepy. I'm sorry. He is so. I know he created some great shows. He's so fucking creepy. Once again, Deadline seems to be on their shit these days. Producer Dan Schneider, the creator of Disney's most watched children's shows, young adult shows for Nickelodeon, before splitting under murky circumstances, has finally addressed what happened. Schneider and Nickelodeon parted ways in 2018. At the time, Nickelodeon was the highest rated network on basic cable and now is a shell of itself. And Schneider was the most successful producer in children's television, with a resume that included the creation and production of such hits as iCarly, Drake and Josh, and one of those guys are going to jail, Victorious, Kenan and Kel, and Henry Danger. Now, in his first major interview since splitting with Nickelodeon, he spoke.
Pause. What's up, bitchy unicorn?
Hey, honey, love you.
Holy fucking shit. With such sincerity. What's up, glitchy gaming?
Okay, so since Jesus Christ.
Use the arrows, jackass.
So that's what this feels like. Okay. Since Viacom CBS, the parent company of Nickelodeon, investigated Schneider before the 2018. Gosh darn it. No, I don't want to know about One Shot. Fuck you, I'm not doing it.
One Shot at our brighter future. Maybe you should click on the X.
I did, and it just keeps on taking me to that. See, look, I'm directly on the X, and that's what it does. It's like a trap.
Okay, well then stop clicking on
it. Investigated Schneider before 2018 split. The Times article said the investigation saw Schneider's co-workers praised his attention to detail and work ethic, but also indicated many people worked with viewed him verbally abusive, along with a weird foot fetish, if you guys didn't know. It's just fucking creepy. Schneider, well, that's not creepy, okay, because, whatever. Okay, that's not the point. The point is he makes it look creepy. Anyways, Schneider defended. I'm going to have to defend my statements. Schneider defended his leadership style in an interview. He also claimed he did not part from Nickelodeon on bad terms. He said it was a result of exhausting period that required to deliver as many as 50 episodes of show each year. I took a break to take care of a lot of stuff, and I'd let go by the wayside for decades. Schneider said he lost more than 100 pounds since leaving, and he still and said he still burns to do something. Whatever I do next, I want to outdo what I've done in the past.
Hold on a second. Bitchy Unicorn says, Zod, don't lie. You love the feet too.
33 people watching, yeah.
You had to look at how many people were watching. He's like, well, we ain't got that many, so I'm down for the foot fetish.
What was the late night talks?
Good night, Rebecca.
The interview also touched on the more controversial aspects of Snyder's departure. Internet posting a video compiled by online denizens raised questions about his interaction with children actors on his shows. And I want to clarify, this is children actors, not full-grown adults admiring the beautiful aspects of feet. Okay, so it's consenting feet. Certain shots of the show
Holy fuck.
and sexual innuendo in some of the jokes were taken as evidence of something darker. Schneider said to the Times that the posting were ridiculous and lamented to how social media can amplify any lie. He denied any attempts at sexualizing young actors. I disagree. Guys, watch his older shows. There were so many. I mean, literally, they compiled this stuff, bro, from your show. It wasn't like him out and about. It was from his own fucking television show. At least once every episode, someone had something weird happen with their feet. Okay, at that point, you can't just sweep it under the rug as, oh, it's a coincidence, wacky shenanigans. It was like, no, he clearly fucking camera angled and zoomed in. Like, come on, Rob. Are you kidding me right now?
They are indeed not kidding you.
The comedy, he said, was totally innocent. The Viacom CBS investigation came at the height of the 2018 emergence of the hashtag #MeToo movement. Waste time. The Times story claimed the investigation yielded no evidence of sexual misconduct by Schneider, which should be noted. There was no concrete evidence. And look, I always state on the channel, I am about the facts and evidence. And if there was nothing like, say, what happened with Drake from Drake and Josh, or Josh, whichever one, I can't keep those fucking people, whatever, Drake, the one in jail. He had video evidence. There was tangible evidence. This was just rumors and hearsay. Granted, very strong montages of really weird shots that didn't need to be in kids' shows. But the other stuff, I mean, that's all conjunction. He had people come out that said opposite. So I don't know what side to take on it, to be honest with you. The investigation
I guess there are two sides. You got the top side and the bottom side of the foot.
Yeah. I mean, he liked to focus on the bottom side, but, to each of their own. The investigation did find, however, allegations that could be verbally abusive or verbal abuse at times to coworkers, with tantrums and angry emails as part of the claims.
Okay.
I mean, angry emails you can't fabricate. I mean,
oh, I'm so pissed off. I'm gonna email this motherfucker.
Picture him doing those emojis with the angry face. It'd be like, he was clearly screaming at me on this email here. Look at all of the exclamation marks. He was pissed. Like, those interviewed investigations, whom the Times did not identify, also cited requests of shoulder and neck massages and his habit of texting child actors outside of work hours, which is fucking weird. I'm sorry. You should not look. If you work in an industry with kids, they have agents, all of them. That's the deal. Or they have their parents and stuff. There should be no fucking way you are talking to a child after their work hours. Okay? Because they're not adults. It's not like you're fucking texting Leonardo or, Brad Pitt and being like, hey, what's up, man? Want to get a drink? You're fucking texting a child. That part I find very fucking suspicious. Like, why the fuck do you need to call a kid or text them after their work hours? Why not talk to their agent or their fucking parents? That's strange. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't like adults talking to children most of the time, especially when it's supposed to be, let's call it, after hours.
Yeah, that'd be like a teacher who wants to talk to a child about something in class after school when they should be talking to the parent. It's just very fucking weird. And I know Hollywood runs different, but I would like to think it's the same kind of structure, right? These kids got agents, they've got intermediates. So you should not be personally fucking calling someone or getting in contact with a minor. It's just weird. He did say, I
You
couldn't,
think?
and he said, I couldn't and I wouldn't have the long-term friendship and continued loyalties from so many reputable people if I mistreated my actors of any age, especially minors. He added he found it to be difficult by some people. It was because he has high standards. I am very willing to defend creative things that I believe in. He said, Schneider said interactions with fans offline was done only in very public ways, which that no, and said I never.
Hey, we're gonna set up this whole fucking story so that you think that everything is above board. Or not above board. But listen to this one guy. It all was. It all was. Sure.
I never interacted with actors in any way, texting or otherwise, that should make anyone uncomfortable. The interview with Schneider took place in Beverly Hills Hotel, 3 hours. Schneider headed at a comeback pilot he described as ambitious and very different, that he was written and sold to another network. The rest just talks about the different allegations and his involvement in different things, and we could glaze over that. That's just like the bullshit fluff. But I mean, guys in chat, what do you think? I think it's very there's something that doesn't add up, that I can't put my finger on, that I feel like he skated away scot free with no penalty. I don't know. He's fucking creepy, and I feel like there is some shit we don't know about. And now hearing about the way Drake acts and what he did with his fans, it's very weird. And look, I don't
I
care.
got a question, guy.
Sure.
Which one's the tall one? I don't know the difference between Drake and Josh other than the tall one and the short one. So which one's the tall one and which one's the short one, so I got the right mental image in my head.
I think
And then I can forget it immediately. You think he's the tall one?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Now I don't have to care anymore. Continue.
But I don't know. I think it's a very suspicious situation.
You think?
I think there is some shit that got buried and that he did get away with something. I can't put my finger on what it is, but there's just something that doesn't sit well. He used to try to date all his co-stars on Head of Class, female cast members, says Planet Q's Queen. And yeah, there is some things with him dating certain people. So, I'm sorry, I hate to go back to, but he just looks like a fucking weirdo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He looks like
I'm sorry. You're not fucking sorry at all, you fucking liar.
I'm not. I'm really not. He looks like a fucking weirdo. Let's just put our cards on the table. He looks like that guy you would warn the kids to stay away from if he had an ice cream truck. Like, nah.
Like, hey, when Mr. Drake drives down the road, it doesn't matter whose yard you're in, hide behind a tree.
Planet Q's Queen, to answer your question, said Josh Peck was the one chubby with black hair, so Drake was the tall one. He's the one going to jail. Planet Q or Generation Production says at Pop Culture PB, well, one has a criminal conviction and the other hasn't, with Drake and Josh actors. LOL. Yeah, it's and look, this is the thing that's interesting. Everybody who comes from this show seems to be fucked up in some way. It's that whole Nickelodeon culture hit some scandalous shit. If Me Too needed to do some work, it needed to be over there. I don't think they got hit hard enough. I think a lot of people abandoned ship right as this hashtag Me Too bullshit was happening, and they got away scot-free. I think that motherfucker did some shady shit. Can't prove it. I just got a feeling. And I think he got away with it. And the fact that he's able to come back and make a script, that just fucking astonishes me.
I guess it astonishes me too. Oh my god, women just won!
Yeah.
Finally.
Here's an interesting suggestion. You guys ever remember owning a Dell? One of my first computers was a Dell.
I'm on a Dell right now, motherfucker.
Yeah, I remember. I switched to a gaming laptop, which I'm currently using right now.
It's called a gaming laptop?
No, it's called the Tough Gaming laptop. Asus. Tough
Aces?
Gaming. Yeah.
Not Acer?
No. Nah, that's for them F level villains. Okay. We only do C to C plus level here on the channel.
No C plus plus? No coded villains?
No. I try to keep mine just low enough where I don't have very many standards to meet, but just high enough to be kind of credible. But so okay, Dell has a partnership with Alienware Gaming, but Dell notoriously makes very, how do I say, home-friendly designs. So Dell is canceling its Alienware Gaming PC shipments to several U.S. states. Now look at it. It does look bitching, but here's the problem: is that the Dells kind of set up in the way they do things aren't really conducive with how Alienware tech is designed.
Yeah, duh.
And they're running into
what is designed to work nicely and what is designed to be cheap as fuck.
Exactly, and I'm having a feeling when you mix the two, they don't work. For the time being, Dell is no longer shipping certain Alienware Aurora R12 and R10 gaming PC configurations to half a dozen states because the product lines potentially fall out of bounds of newly adopted energy efficient requirements. And this is a big problem with Alienware in general. If you guys, I've known quite a few people with Alienware, and it takes an extraordinary amount of energy. Dell prides itself on being energy efficient, energy saver, but the power that it takes to run the processors for the Alienware tech is an extreme amount, which means they are having a hard time apparently converting both of them. It says there are 7 customizable setups for the Aurora R10 product page. And once again, only the second cheapest config indicates to ship to all U.S. states. It includes resin 5,500 or 5600X Radeon. I'm not even gonna try.
I know those words are real tiny on my screen.
Yeah, they're real tiny on mine too.
Fuck.
I can't even, like, if I try to like bring it up, it just blows that up. Okay. So this is yes, this was driven by the California Energy Commission CEC Tier 2 implementation that defined a mandatory energy efficient standards for PCs, including desktops, AIOs, and mobile gaming systems. This was put into effect July 1st, 2021, because we really need to worry about energy efficiency during a fucking zombie apocalypse we just got out of. The one thing I'm worried about is my fucking energy cost. That's the biggest thing. Thank goodness you're on top of that, California. Way to be fucking
California. We are on top of the energy. Yeah.
I swear to God, these guys are like the point for the stupidest fucking legislation to come through ever. I don't know how anybody in that state even lives. You can't have fucking water. You can't have energy. You have fucking earthquakes. I mean, what are they running shit on? Well, are they allowed to have one fucking light bulb and a TV? That's energy efficient.
Gotta be CFL. Gotta be CFL.
Gotta cook on them gas stoves.
Fucking A.
More regulations are coming too. On December 9, 2021, Tier 2 requirements will expand that computers with high-speeding networking capabilities and multi-screen notebooks and notebooks with Silicur Solentrier, there we go, behavior and monitors with higher refresh rates, which how are you going to do that for a high-speed
Say
network?
cyclical.
I think so. How are you supposed to do that? Require higher refresh rates when you're not giving them the fucking energy to run the fucking high-speed network? Are you shitting me, California? So they want them to be energy efficient, but they want them to also compensate for the high-speed network. California.
Oh, the logic abounds.
California.
What the fuck?
California is just like a dog chasing its tail. That's the only. Their laws, the shit that comes out of there, it's just like a one big fucking hippie, weird fucking way of thinking. I don't understand what the fuck is going on in California. I wish we had proper, because I could get a real insight into what the fuck is going on.
He knows him a bit better.
Didn't proper fucking move from there because of
Yeah, he's like, I gotta get out of California. Gotta get out.
Going forward, there will be a whole load of calculations system builders will need to make around PCs shipping from July 1st, but with various adders from the GPU networking cards and other hardware that can modify and finally calculations. It's quite dazzling. It remains to be seen if other PC makers will halt shipments to certain PC configs as well, and how the new rules will affect upcoming models. I had to do this one, and look, we're not the tech savvy ones. We're missing the tech people, but this is so fucking stupid.
We are tech savvy. I'm in the fucking Stargate. That's a big piece of tech.
Shadowman says,
Shadowman.
I hate California. I am here now. Was born and raised here, but I am a conservative and also a POC. Basically a unicorn here. Oh, good fucking luck with that one. Don't step outside your door. It's probably people with fucking pitchforks waiting. Planet
Carmen. Says, oh, go ahead.
I'm in California, and
yes, Carmen, we know you're in California, and we feel for you for that reason.
I wanted to bring this up because in the world of PC, you need power and you need to be configuration. Dell already spent thousands of dollars configuring their systems, which were only meant for subpart parts to compensate for Alienware's power. But now you're in a state where they said, oh, you got to use a certain amount of power and you got to follow these certain energy regulation laws, which means, so what kind of system will they release to people who need specific specs? Gaming is a very specific world. Right now, I'm running the Avengers game, the online game, and I have a pretty high-end computer. I actually had to lower the power of the game itself because it was very fucking glitchy. I'm gonna have a review on this game. I enjoyed it. I don't know why it's gotten panned in the reviews. I think personally it's very fun. Having a fun time. I wish they did female characters like this. Kamala Khan is a very, actually, really good character in this game. It's sad. In this game. Oh, in this game, she has a very good emotional story. it's pretty well done. But the point being, you need a high-end system to run these things. So how the fuck are they supposed to build? Like, at this point, I wouldn't even ship there. I don't, because you're handicapping these developers from being able to make a profit, and these are $2,000 machines. So,
Minimum.
I'm doing pretty well at Disney Arena. I'll be doing an update video. Unlock Zurg finally, so I got a powerhouse team working on Big Hero 6.
Disney makes money off that guy.
No, they don't.
I don't believe you. How can they not make money off of it?
They technically, for the intellectual property, but they only get one flat rate. They got out of the gaming industry. Remember that article? They literally sold their IPs to other gaming companies. They don't give a fuck about gaming basically anymore. They want to just focus on the entertainment, which they're doing a bang up job at. They should have probably fucking stuck with gaming anyways. Yeah, so I play the Disney games safe, knowing that I'm only supporting the developers. I'm doing my part to support small developers in their endeavors to bring us great games.
He's just out there supporting those mom and pop developers. How is this fucking Java work again? I don't remember.
I'm using a Dell gaming computer. I am an IT pro. The ban has to do with the power supply. I think Dell is trying to get a run going on the Aurora. Yeah, I agree. Shadow Man, I wish I had you on here. You could probably explain this better than we could. Geekocidal Tendencies, what's up? Tila is my friend. PB, ID her daddy.
I think it's supposed to say is.
PB is her daddy.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds funnier. So, yeah, that was a quick little tech thing, just to switch it up a bit. And now we'll go to the last and final article of the night, because you and me got shit to do.
Yep.
We both work for uncaring slave drivers. Let's talk about Game of Thrones.
Whoa. I'm having flashbacks, like 2-year-old flashbacks. What?
Of us ranting why we all came together? Yes. No, this is a little sweet article, and why I like Emilia Clarke. And look, she got some pushback for her comic, but I think that's...
Yeah, you like her because she got nude on film. What?
Several times, yes. This is really crazy, and she's such a sweet person in real life, and this is... Well, the Game of Thrones cast and crew had no idea Emilia Clarke survived 2 brain hemorrhages while working on the show. Emilia Clarke became one of the most popular actors in the entertainment industry while starring on HBO's Game of Thrones, the most iconic series that won dozens of awards and had the worst season final ever. Oh, I'm sorry. I just skipped over their bullshit. Clarke, who plays Daenerys Targaryen in the series, established herself as top talent in the business during her time on the show. She's earned universal acclaim for her character portrayal, but few people knew she was facing serious health complications while working on Game of Thrones. Emilia Clarke had a stroke after filming season 1 of Game of Thrones. Holy shit. The talented actress revealed that she had several strokes during her involvement with the hit series.
Whoa. Oh, no, I shouldn't make that joke, so I won't.
Yeah, live with Kelly and Ryan. She probably had a stroke during that last season.
Bring back Regis.
So I've had 2 brain hemorrhages, which roughly translates into strokes, she said. That's the easiest way to describe them. And I had my first one right after we shot the first season of Game of Thrones. Clarke had no idea that things were going how things were going to play out for her. Believe it or not, she decided to keep her health status a secret, refusing to tell Game of Thrones executives and staffs what had happened to her. So that was interesting to wait to see if I wasn't going to die, and then I could do the next season. That would have been fucking weird to like be like, you come into season 2 and there's a new actress, and
Well,
you're like,
holy fuck! At least this explains why season 8 was so ridiculous. Like, it finally got to her. I can make that joke.
So I waited for D&D, the showrunners, what happened until I kind of in a safety zone, and then yet didn't tell anyone outside of the people that needed to know because I was just trying to process it myself. Emilia Clarke had a second stroke 3 years later. Even though Clarke recovered from her initial stroke, she had a second one several years later that provided to be equally serious. And then it happened again, like 3 years later. I had two minor aneurysms, and both of them ruptured. Unfortunately, and it happened very often that if you have one, you'll have more than one. And sadly enough, the second one, I was in a preventative procedure and it went wrong. She started she started a charity to help people recovering from brain injury. Good for her. As scary as the strokes were, Clarke made a full recovery and decided to use the experiences for something good. She decided to start a charity that helps other people who are recovering from brain injuries. And it was after that I decided to start a charity for brain injury recovery, which is called Same You, which is an incredible, which I am incredibly proud of, she said, because the experience was so life changing. I'm so lucky to be alive. And I had everything I could ever need to recover. And most people don't. So I wanted to try to change that.
What we can't change is the fact that Sean's going to sleep.
See you later, Sean. So yeah, I mean, that's very cool. You know,
Cool? Oh my god, way to put it fucking mildly, guy. Like, fucking cool? Are you kidding me? Come back, have something like that happen to you, and then come back and do an even better job. The show did not get less demanding for her as it went along.
no, it didn't, especially the ending. And he goes, that explains the arm hair comic book. Look, we all have our stumbles. I can forgive Amelia for that. You know, she had something she wanted to do, and you know, she did a superhero that had menstrual powers and armpit hair. I mean, not my cup of tea, but to each their own, I guess. Fuck. I didn't even want to do a review on this comic book because there's just some things there were female reviewers, and I felt like there's some things as a guy I can't properly comment on. And that's one of those. That's one of those areas I feel like Josh Jackson says they are desperate to swipe public opinion to save movie ticket sales. It's not going to work. The cat's out of the bag. AH is a horror. Yeah, we touched on that. Yeah, Dean. I did. She seems nice and likable, even on the comic book. Look, people viciously attacked that, and she came out and she was very nice. Even during that, she didn't say, well, fuck you, or whatever. The publishers, on the other hand, had a lot of shit to say, but that wasn't her directly. She just wanted to do something and get it out there. And you know what? God bless her. I hope she raised money for her charity, and I really respect the fact that she not only had strokes, PB, but 3 years later, which means she was still on Game of Thrones. That's what, season 4 that those two strokes happened then? Because if she had one in season 1 and then 3 years later, that'd be season 4.
Right.
So she was at Game of Thrones height, and she didn't tell anybody. She didn't make a big deal.
You had
She could
no idea.
I mean, I like to highlight some of the good stuff that comes out, because we talked about AH earlier, and you guys can check out the beginning of the stream. We talked about how Warner Bros. Seems intent on just fucking shooting Aquaman, digging a hole, throwing the dead body in it, taking more dirt, piling on that, kicking it, and then probably pissing on the freshly buried grave of this franchise. And then we have Flash introducing Supergirl, and apparently Flash and Batman, who was announced, are supposed to take a back seat in the movie that's titled The Flash. So that one's gonna fucking go over well as well. Fuck me.
It's gonna go over like a lead balloon.
Everybody talks about wanting to make money, but no one seems to want to implement.
God damn it. I'm not sticking around for another hour.
How you doing, guys?
What's up, Justin?
What's up?
Hey, so we just read we read a touching article about Emilia Clarke almost dying. Season 1, Game of Thrones, never told anyone. Yeah, she had a hemorrhage 3 times.
Stroke?
Yeah. Stroked 3 times. Once during season 1 and 3 years later, twice.
What the fuck did Jason Momoa do to her?
Oh, he made the joke that I was gonna make before. Way to go.
I mean, damn, I knew it was good, but like, shit. Wow. That's impressive.
It only took 3 strokes.
Oh, man. We're all going to hell on this.
Hell will be warm.
They're all different strokes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
said, here's Justin to bring some fucking, before we close it out, to bring some sanity. But no, here comes Justin.
Sanity? What kind of a fucking stream is this if it's going to be sanity? No. When do I ever bring that here?
That's true. Once. Not once. I don't think any of us know the meaning of the word sane.
Yeah, because we're hanging around you all day. I mean,
that's true.
We're all gonna go insane. Either insane or PB is just gonna start sleeping because he thinks you're boring or something. I don't know. It's very rude.
I mean, fair enough. He's only waited this many years to implement that.
Can you hear me okay, by the way? Am I a little too distant?
I mean, you sound like you're in your car driving on speakerphone, but other than that, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, genocidal tendencies. Don't you be ruining fucking Transformers. No, I have not.
No spoilers. I just seen that they released another part on my TV Time app. Do you have TV Time? TV Time's a great app that lets you track all the shows that you watch. Not a paid advertisement.
I thought that was the worst.
See you later, Christine.
You're welcome. It wasn't meant to be good.
No, and by the way, that's a stupid name for whatever service that is, because TV Time could imply like, hey, it's time to go on the TV. It's TV time, not a fucking service. No, sorry. No, that's a bad name. Change it.
He's so offended by the name of an app. What the fuck is happening?
No,
this is why we love Justin.
It's awful. Why would you name it? Why would you name it that? Like TV time. No. Try again. Lame ass.
Rose said, "Hey PB, did you get the meme?
Did you get that archaeology meme I sent to Zod to send to you? Well, if you sent it to him to send to me, absolutely I did not get it. Because he didn't fucking send it to me.
Wait, you sent it to Zod to send it to you? Why couldn't he just send it to you directly?
Don't know. Strange. DMs are always open. Obviously, I respond to some people before others, but they're open nonetheless.
And to be fair, I'm terrible at sending things to anybody.
Yeah, why the fuck does anybody send you anything?
I mean, he sends me links all the time. I don't know why, but he does. He sends them twice.
Yeah. I want to make sure you got the point. I mean,
okay.
You arrived late, but here we are. Speaking of which, we're about to bring this to a close because PB's got to work.
We have to go to bed, guy, unlike some people that just got done with work and are headed home.
Oh, well, bye then.
Oh, he's so butthurt about it. It's like,
sorry.
fucking look got in the way of me having a good time. Fuck this shit.
I mean, we're going to do a show tomorrow proper. I'm going to send you a link.
What time?
The same time I always do. Midnight.
What time tomorrow? Like 1?
I don't know. Probably various points. Might send you 3 just to fuck with you.
No. I mean, what time? Is it at 1 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 a.m. Eastern. Okay. I'll try to dip out a little earlier at work.
I'll turn
so I can at least not be on the stream, you know?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyways, you are in time to promote your channel, so being that you're technically our very late guest, what do you got coming up for us?
Wait, are you fucking kidding me? We're not going to talk about anything?
What do you mean talk about anything? We just told you that we got through all the articles. He asked you about Emilia Clarke. You made a crude joke. Here we are.
Oh man, can you at least go to an overview of what you talked about a little bit?
Okay, tell them, read them the headline of every article and let them react to it.
Yes, I'll make it brief-ish.
Okay, hold on a second. The concessions I make for my panel. I'm a fucking great guy.
I appreciate it, by the way, and I'm sorry, PB, you have to stay up a little bit more. I just wanted to talk a little more because I enjoy being on the show, but if you guys got that's okay.
Holy fuck, guy.
Yeah, I don't mean to be
Stop interrupting!
Okay, so Disney strikes back over Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow lawsuit and reveals her $20 million payday, which was bullshit. Continue.
I will call your $20 million and raise you Emma Stone.
That's
bingo.
Next.
Yes, as soon as I'm done, honey. As soon as I'm done, because I'm literally still on the stream. I love you. Don't give me that cute look. Or the finger. Jesus fucking Christ. Dan Schneider addresses allegations of misconduct during Nickelodeon reign.
Oh, interesting. What did he say? It's been a fucking long time.
He said he wasn't yelling at people. He said he didn't take weird shots of feet, and he never called underage crew members in inappropriate manners. It was always in a public setting.
He said crew things.
Yep, that's about what we said.
never took pictures of feet. Bullshit. Next. He's a liar. While it's not technically illegal, it is fucking creepy. Continue.
Okay, next we have Dell is canceling Alienware gaming PC shipments to several U.S. states because of outlandish California energy regulations. Go.
I don't give a shit. That's their problem. Sucks to be them.
Aquaman 2 producer in a stunt like Kevin Smith shuts down, I ad-libbed that, shuts down Johnny Depp fans over pressure to fire Amber Heard.
Cunt. That's it.
All right, and you already commented
Son
on
of a bitch, I hadn't even said cunt yet.
Good one.
All right, here's the obligatory cunt. It's pretty much it's a requirement, I guess. Oh, and speaking of which, some asshole cut me off. Fuck you.
Figures.
GP says, at Justin, you sound like you're in a tunnel or a box. Just saying.
Well, I can't hear anything you're saying. I have nothing to say about that. I'm in my car. Sorry. They always catch me on my way from work because I work until 2.
All right. So then, do you want to tell us from your box and or the tunnel where they can find you and what you got coming up?
Oh, 2 things. Well, the usual, This Week in Bullshit, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Every Thursday, we have a good fucking time there. I helped make 2 videos for the Fandom Collective. They were YouTube appreciation videos on Mr. Ballin. He's a YouTuber, and he has over 3 million subscribers. And not only did he respond and retweet us, but he sent his viewers to watch it, and the Fandom Collective had never gotten over 1,000 views on any videos that they've ever done. Guess how many they got on these 2 videos?
10,000.
Yes, on one of them. The other one, I haven't checked it, but it's probably at 25K now.
What is it on?
Yeah, you want to see it? Bring it up, Sod. Share the screen.
No. I wanted you to tell me what it was on. I don't want to watch the entire video.
Oh, you want to. It's great.
Fuck, no, I don't.
Yes, you do. It's actually very entertaining. You'll love it. If you like it's a YouTuber appreciation. You know?
Right, so I can watch it tomorrow or the day after. I just wanted to know what. Thank you. You told me what it was about. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But yeah, if you don't believe me, check it out. I mean, shout out to the Fandom Collective for achieving that. I'm happy to have helped them out, and that's sort of the big thing. So go check those videos out. This is fucking huge for the Fandom Collective, not only because they had a bunch of views, but because they already have the watch hours to get monetized, and they were at 300 before or something like that. Now they fucking are gonna get monetized, guaranteed. It's fucking awesome. I'm so proud of them. They've been working so hard for the last 3 years. It's about time.
I already did a tribute to the Fandom Collective. It's on my channel. Go check it out. I'm Pop Culture PB. I do YouTube.
That's it?
No, that was it.
What else do you want me to say?
The commander, the co-host, the man who writes the ship. That's it?
I also do Twitter.
Okay. So from now on, I am going to do some trailer reactions, but I'm going to do them on Twitch, and I'll put the link. The link is in the description for my Twitch TV channel. but I'm gonna start doing my reviews over there because I can react to trailers without being struck or
Are you doing
anything
that
like
tonight?
that. No, I'm working on some other stuff right now.
Oh, I was gonna say, you do have the unicorn to work on, I guess. Oh, is that not
Yeah.
what you meant? You meant you actually have work. Oh, whoops, my bad.
Oh, by the way, Zod fills your heart with love, PB. Control your emotions, PB.
More than that, I bet. Ah.
Anyways,
Okay,
I've got
okay,
another
okay.
late night talks coming up tomorrow. Also, I am still working on my The Sopranos versus Breaking Bad. I just finished part 2 video. I'm gonna start releasing them once I finish all the videos because editing, Jesus, is tough. So I'll be putting those up. And I'm also going to be doing a review on Castlevania. Was it woke? My final analysis of the series. Some parts that were really great, some parts where they clearly dropped the ball and incorporated some things. I got a lot of good feedback on my season 3, whether it was woke or not. So I'm continuing that. And also, I'm going to be covering the He-Man review, but not on this station. I'm going to shoot a review for Unknown Regions and post it over there. And I'm going to give you guys just a critique on it without this stupid fucking drama surrounding it. Just what I think of the show and my rating on it. So I will have that all posted up, and I'm gonna be doing some playthroughs. I'm gonna start playing on Twitch. Bendy and the Ink Machine, fucking great. I discovered these things like 5 years too late, but Bendy and the Dark Revival is
real
coming
quick,
out.
Zod,
Yeah.
Are we gonna watch Fear Street?
What?
Are we gonna watch Fear Street, the movie? I thought we were gonna watch it for some reason.
Oh, yeah. We got to put that together. I want to talk to Perp too.
Definitely some other time, not this fucking time.
Yeah, sorry. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you retweet, do all the YouTube things, keep the algorithm going.
Thank the people that are gonna watch later too.
Oh yes, and thank you everybody who's
Good night, Carmen. Good night, Keely. Good night, Q Spain. Those are the only ones I've seen say goodnight so far.
And as always, remember there's only one rule here in the fandom zone.
No.
Before.
No.